Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Coaches and Coffee. We've got our women's softball team here. We've got Coach Sowder, Panita, and Kevin. Everybody's here from the softball team, so we are excited and welcome you all here today. We want to thank our sponsors, Southland Credit Union and also Polly's Coffee, for continuing in this series as we are, as Coach just reminded me, we are on week 10 since her last game, which was the last game of 2020. But we're going to welcome Coach Sowder and let her tell you guys what she's been up to for the last 10 weeks. Coach?
Good morning. And Camden, first of all, thank you for setting this up and really everything you've done over the last 10 weeks of just connecting us with our beach family is probably, my favorite thing that's happened over the last 10 weeks is the Zoom calls, the drive to 4,900. That was awesome to see everyone's faces and get to interact with everyone. So thank you for doing that. We have just been Zooming away pretty much with our teams for the last, 8 weeks. And the last 2 weeks we have been on break because the team was taking finals last week. So they are probably all relieved to be done with all of their online studies and that they kind of just got thrown into there. And we're going to continue with a Zoom call this week just to kind of wrap things up and congratulate our seniors and do a fun activity with them since they are Team 40 and just a part of history and probably the one team that'll ever hopefully have anything like this, have to go through anything like this, but they'll forever have that special bond, and we're going to make sure we make note of that and keep something special in the locker room for them. So we're just, this would have been regional weekend, which was certainly our goal to be playing in the regionals this weekend, and we'd much rather be there, but we're kind of making the most of the situation and trying to find all the positives at this point. And one of the quotes I was just sharing that I share with our team a lot and was, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. And with a little bit of rain today, I thought it was appropriate to just kind of make the most of the situation and find the positives and try to find ways to get better. And the team's been great just interacting on Zoom. And, I think everyone's done really well with school and, looking forward to eventually getting to see everyone again. So.
Coach, you guys had a unique ending to the 2020 season. So as far as we know, you guys were the last game to play, the last NCAA game to play of the spring and of 2020. So can you tell us what that was like and the ending of that game against Boston?
Yeah, that was just probably the weirdest game that I've ever been a part of. We were in the Fullerton tournament. Harvard was in that tournament and they had canceled their season. They were the only school to have done it at that point. And we were playing Boston. We were supposed to play them at 5:00 on Thursday night. They changed the game to 9:00 because it was supposed to rain that day. And we found out that morning that the Ivy League had canceled their conference for the rest of the season. So Boston wanted to still play and give their seniors one more chance to get on the field. So we honored their seniors before the game started and played that game. I kind of got notified in the middle of the game that we were having a conference call that everybody needed to be on. And it was just really eerie because that was the first game that no fans were allowed to be there. So it was almost like a street pickup game. It was just really, really strange. So I actually went up into the press box because it was raining and I didn't want to be on the conference call in the dugout, and was kind of listening to all this information that was coming at us. And the team they knew that they had a feeling that something was happening, and it could be their last game possibly as well we thought maybe for a few weeks. We weren't really sure. So we were trying to get the seniors in as well. And we ended up winning the game in 5 innings. It was a walk-off win. Kelly White, who was a senior, had 9 strikeouts, pitched a shutout. Abby Lockman got in for a pinch hit. She's a senior, hit a home run. Breezy Wise, who was a senior, actually hit the walk-off double to end the game. And I went down to the field, and Cindy had called me, and she told me that I needed to get the team off of the field. And I was like, well, we just actually ended it with a walk-off. So there was definitely the team was having fun. They were keeping it light. We had water falling in the dugout, so everybody was trying to get water out of the dugout, and we were just doing everything to kind of get that game in because we knew it could be our last. And so after the game, it was just, I think just everybody was kind of in disbelief. It happened so fast. Within 2 hours, everything was changing. And at the time, we kind of felt like, we were going to maybe be on hold for a couple weeks, but, everything was indefinite. And, we went, had our last team meal at Pyology, and within a few days, they were turning all their uniforms in and cleaning out their lockers, and it just was crazy how fast it happened.
I think on that same day, I was with the Loreros in the conference room. We were stuffing envelopes, watching everything happen. It certainly was an interesting day, but I see the Loreros on there, so I just wanted to give them a shout out. But Coach, Coach, you were talking a little bit about your seniors that had great games there to finish the season. Can you tell us who's coming back with the NCAA rule allowing another year of eligibility, and who's gone ahead and decided to graduate?
Yes, we had 7 very special seniors that really did an awesome job of just coming together themselves as a unit and leading our team. And five of the 7 graduated this past week. And of those 5, 4 of them were in their 5th year already with us. So they all are graduating and have been accepted to different programs, credential programs, master's program. One wants to be a dental hygienist, and one's going to go on to physician assistant school. So as much as, it was a really hard decision for them, we welcomed them all back and would love to have all of them and would take care of them. But it just, as far as school-wise and what made sense for them in their lives, and being in their 5th year already, those 5 will be, moving on. And, we wish them the best of luck, and we're going to miss them tremendously. That was 2 of our pitchers, Devin Magnet, Ashley Coleman, and then our shortstop, Sydney McCollum, and DP catcher, Abby Lockman, and first baseman, DP Taylor Rowland. So those 5 will be moving on. And then we have 2 seniors that we are so excited to get back. And I know without a doubt these 2 will be leading the way. Kelly White, who was our ace in the circle and just does a great job, had the outstanding win versus number 2 Oklahoma this season. The game before that, she pitched 6 innings of shutout ball against Arizona, who was number 5 in the country. She pitched, we lost to Minnesota, who was in the World Series last year, but she only gave up 3 hits, and we lost in extra innings. It was a game that we felt like we should have been able to get. And just every time she gets on the field, she's better and better, and just a great leader. And to have her back in the circle is just going to be great for us. And then Breezy Wise, who hit the walk-off in our last game, was having just a breakout season. She was leading our team in hitting, batting .380, and just really, really got super comfortable this year. And like I said, was leading the way offensively for the team. And both of them have a little bit of school left. And so it worked out definitely in our favor, having those two be able to come back. And they'll, definitely provide some great leadership for the team.
Coach, you mentioned that the seniors had their season cut short, that they kind of knew what was going on, but no one could really be for sure. But when you knew the season was over, you knew that they weren't going to have a senior day, you and your team came up with something special. Can you guys tell us about that?
Yeah, we just, I think we had been in for 8 weeks, and I think we're in phase 1, and I just, that's really, really a special day that they didn't get to have. And I just, in my heart, felt like I wanted to see them. I wanted to, bring them the flowers like we do on senior day, celebrate them, have just a little bit of closure, and kind of ask my staff what they thought. And we all wanted to see each other, and we just we decided to drive around to each of their houses, and they had no idea. We just we had talked to a couple parents, but we were gonna, if they weren't there, we were gonna at least leave something for them and have a little video for them. So it ended up everybody was home. We got to kind of keep our distance a little, but it was just, it meant a lot to all of us. We all really needed it, and I think it made them feel good, and just know we're right there with them, and we appreciate everything that they gave to our program. So that was a lot of fun.
That was certainly a special moment, and if you haven't seen it, there are videos up on social media, also as well as our YouTube. And when we send out the recording of the video of this Coaches and Coffee, we'll put the link to the video on there as well. Certainly a special moment, and you don't want to miss that one. Coach, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the positive and the exciting stuff that you guys had going on this year. You guys might have had one of the biggest wins in program history this year whenever you were able to walk off against OU. Can you guys tell us what was going on going through that game, kind of walk us through the game, and then what was going on in your head as you guys took the field for that last at bat?
We had a tough schedule. I think nine of our games were against top 25 teams, and we felt like we were, competing tougher and tougher. We had the game the day before against number 5 Arizona, where we lost 2-1, and both those runs were scored in the first inning. And we were we're in position to win. So we knew we just needed to keep believing in ourselves and keep fighting. And that game against Oklahoma, we took the early lead, so we kind of were feeling good about that. And we gave up a couple runs that, I felt like we shouldn't have. And Kelly was really pitching lights out, and we were having good contact at the plate. And the score didn't reflect how the game was going. So I think the team just had good energy. They were going to keep fighting, and the dugout was really loose in that last inning. And our first 2 batters got on, which was, gave us gave us big momentum with Sarah and Kira getting on base, and just the at-bats. I think with 2 outs, Sydney McCollum came up and had like a 10-pitch at-bat where she just battled and got the walk, and it was like, okay, we're not done. Those at-bats were huge. And again, the dugout was just, they all had their rally caps on, and they were having a lot of fun, and you could just feel something special, coming our way. And it was one of the most fun games that I've been a part of. I think we were saying probably since we won the Big West Conference Championship in 2014 in 10 innings against Santa Barbara. It was winner take all, and that was a special game. But this one was a lot of fun. It was just I was just super proud of the team, and it was great character builder and a lot of confidence we gained from that game. So I don't.
Coach, who's more nervous whenever they're going up to the plate, the players or you?
I'm sure the players are. I mean, we're all pulling for them. We've prepared, as much as we can. Everyone, does the work at practice, and before the game, getting themselves in the right mindset. And you could just feel every single player was, right there with them in the batter's box. Everybody was really fighting for each other and together, and it was a great feeling.
What does a win against a program like Oklahoma, who's perennially in the Women's College World Series, what does a win like that do for you guys?
Just really builds the confidence. You can talk about it as much as you want and prepare, but you gotta get out there and get those victories. And the earlier you can get those in the season, the better off, and the more you're going to be able to build off of it. So it definitely gave us confidence and in the mindset. I think heading into our conference, our goal certainly is to win the conference championship, and wins like that definitely help. So it was huge.
So Coach, conference was, you guys didn't even get a chance to get deep into conference play or start conference play. What could you foresee? Who was going to be the toughest matchup, and where do you think the Beach was going to land in the rankings and in the Big West?
Well, the Beach was going to land on top, but we were picked to come in second, and Fullerton was picked to come in first. So this was probably the first time that I can remember that we were going to square off with Fullerton the very first weekend of conference. So we were both really looking forward to that matchup, and unfortunately, 2 weeks before conference started is when our season ended. So, yeah, gotta wait till next year.
Sure. Well, Coach, while we're talking about next year, who are you guys bringing in? What's the recruiting trail look like? Who are you bringing in to replace those 5 seniors that you mentioned are moving on?
Yes, we have 6 freshmen coming in, and this is probably actually the most local recruiting class that we've ever had. And it's great timing for that, just with kind of the uncertainty of the timeline right now. I think, we have actually a Zoom call with our 6 freshmen later tonight, just to talk about kind of our situation, the housing situation, where they're going to be. Most of them are planning to be in the dorms. But I think they can all actually, besides probably one, live at home if they needed to, until we, can get some decisions and, we find out things. We just have to be pretty adaptable right now. I know everybody wants answers, but it's just something that's going to take time, and It's fortunate that we do have a local class. We have 2 pitchers coming in. Sophia Fernandez from South Torrance as just a lefty pitcher who's had great success in the circle. She led her team to the CIF finals last year and was their league player of the year and was off to a great start this season. And also she's a hitter. She's a big lefty hitter as well. So she would be a 2-way player. We also have another pitcher, Addie, I'm going to say her last name wrong, Kostrencic, from Palos Verdes. And right now the plan with her was to bring her in and redshirt her 1 year. She's about 5'11", and she was actually a beach girl back when she was 10 years old and has followed our program, as she's grown up, and she gets better and better every time we see her in the circle, and got great upside. So really, really looking forward to those 2 pitchers. A lot of versatility. 2 players that are real local from Wilson High School, Sinclair Lawhorn is first base outfielder, lefty hitter, has a great swing, very mature. We just think that she's going to come in and just grow and translate to the D1 game very quickly. Great defensive player as well. And then Cassie Camus from Lakewood High School, utility, can play the corners and outfield, has a really big bat, good power. We see her driving in a lot of runs for us and kind of filling in some of the offensive losses that, we lost some really good hitters with our DP and first baseman Taylor and Abby. So we're looking forward to Cassie doing that. We have Tiffany Iliff, who was actually our first commit in this class. She's third base, shortstop, outfielder, and probably the most natural hitter of the group. She just she can hit. We knew right away when we saw her, we wanted to get her in here. She's just has every at bat's good. She's nice and quiet, doesn't have any holes in her swing. Good pop, and she's from Riverside, Martin Luther King High School. So she's probably the farthest away, but which isn't too far, being from Riverside. And then Lily Martinez, she's from Pacifica High School in Garden Grove, and she's played on a lot of championship teams. She's got that championship mindset that we're looking for. She plays a great second base and can play outfield. Probably one of the fastest players that we've ever recruited to our program. Just very athletic, strong arm. I think going to come in and do great things for our program. So those are the 6 freshmen, and we'll probably look to add 1 or 2 more possible transfers just to get a little more depth in the shortstop area and the catching area.
All right. Coach, we got a question here from the crowd. So we got Dennis, who's going to pop on here and ask you a question. Dennis, are you with us?
I think I am. Can you hear me?
We got you.
Okay, so hello to everybody, to Dennis and Susan sitting here. To Kim and to all of your staff, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but how have you prepared, trained yourself, or learned how to deal with coaching in a pandemic? I'm sure Pete didn't pass that on to you because he didn't go through one, and I doubt that you picked it up in any class. So has the NCAA, has the school, has anybody been sort of coaching you guys on how you deal with the situation, help your players, keep your team going, etc.?
I think for me, just, looking to our coaching peers, having a lot of conversations with them and trying to get ideas on how to keep your team going, and just kind of sharing ideas. And it's been really nice that all of the California coaches, mainly Southern California coaches, have gotten together on a Zoom. We meet every week to share ideas and just kind of trying to plan ahead, knowing that, our season could look a little bit different as far as travel this next year. And so all of the California teams, the local teams, are really trying to get together and plan out tournaments where, we can make sure that we do have games if we're limited with our travel, and just trying to prepare that way. But there's a lot of different things going on with the NFCA, is, having different podcasts and different, online clinics, and just trying to listen to what other coaches are doing, and, learning every day. So, I don't know.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing to keep your girls engaged? So you guys are a spring sport. So what does your fall normally look like, and what do you think it's going to look like this fall?
We, as far as we know right now, Andy has just told us to continue to prepare and plan to, have competition this fall. So, we have been just kind of waiting a little bit on our fall schedule. We're allowed to play some games in the fall, but it's not something that I feel like we need to plan this far out. So we're kind of sitting tight, and, we're going to adapt when we get that information. Things seem to change week by week. And I think the most important thing is to kind of have a couple different plans ready to go, and just adapt as they happen. So we're gonna plan to kind of move ahead. And like I said, we're gonna meet with our freshman class today, and then we'll have a Zoom call with the team on Wednesday, because we haven't talked with them since they were in finals week, and just kind of give them an update of the information that we have at this point and what our plans are, because it's tough with the housing situation. And do they go and try and find a place and an apartment? And, I think that it's better to wait right now. And I think there's going to be plenty of spaces available when they need to make that move, and we'll adapt, and, just have patience right now. Just got to have patience, and, be ready to go once they allow us and it's safe.
Coach, you mentioned your schedule, and I know that we're all looking for things to look forward to and fill up our calendar. I know it's very much in flux right now, but can you tell us any teams that you're looking forward to playing in 2021 when that time comes, that we can circle on our calendar and hope for?
Yeah, we actually don't have any with us. We kind of get into tournaments, and we don't find out until a little bit later what our schedule is going to be once they give us our tournament schedule. But right now we are pretty local. We are staying home the first weekend. We'll be co-hosting with UCLA. We'll be going down to San Diego is the plan, a couple times, and we'll be in the Mary Nutter, which always gives us a lot of competition against top 25 teams. And yeah, we're pretty much staying local, but we don't have our schedule as far as who we will be playing, but we definitely will have some ranked teams in there.
Perfect. Coach, can you, you're in a unique situation in that you played at the beach, and then you became a coach here. So can you tell us what that means to you to be able to lead the charge at a place that you played, and just kind of your experience through a player all the way through being a coach?
I mean, I think the gratitude is, I feel like I'm one of the luckiest people I think everybody would love to be able to coach at their alma mater. And it just, the bonds that I have and the gratitude that I have for Long Beach State are incredible. It's just been built up over time, and there's so many faces and so many coaches that you come to the beach and you don't ever want to leave. It's a special place, and the people at Long Beach State are what make it so special, between all our supporters and all of the other coaches, and watching each other's families grow up. And it's just a special place because of the people and everyone on campus. I mean, you can go around campus and ask for help for your players, and they just bring them over today. Everybody wants to help, and I think that's just what's so special about being a part of this program. I have so much pride having been a player and now a coach, and just so grateful and so proud to be a part of Long Beach State.
How has the game changed from when you were a player to today? So, what's changed and what makes it more challenging? And could you play today?
Well, I don't today. I don't know if I definitely could get out there and play, I think. But wouldn't be as quick or move as well. But the game, just the parity, the growth of the game has just been incredible to watch. When I played, it was all defense. It was all about defense, and we played 12, 13 innings until one team finally made a mistake, and that's kind of how teams won a game. It's whoever's defense was going to break down first. The other team was going to win. So much pride in the defense, but the offense is just incredible. The technology, the strength, the athletes are just phenomenal. So just the whole speed of the game, and everybody's good. Everybody's good. You got to be ready to go every single day. Anybody can beat anybody, and I think you saw that in February with our sport. It's like every upset after upset after upset every week, and the parity is great, and it's a lot of fun.
She's being humble. She could play right now. She would kill him.
Oh, God.
Let them know, Kim.
We had to bring that up because there's, with all of the last dance drama, everyone's saying Michael could play. So now I got to ask everybody, what's going on. So we do have one question here from one of our viewers, and they're just wanting to get your thoughts and your coaching staff's thoughts on what it's going to be like if we have to go fanless, and what that brings to the stage.
Coaches, either of you want that?
I think they're just going to be grateful no matter what if we get to play again. And I think this is, they're all missing it just like we are. And our last game was our first fanless game. So lucky for us, we have beach vision. We have, I think, probably 30 games or so over on our schedule for home games next season. So if we do have to go fanless, I'm grateful for beach vision. So.
Kevin, do you have any thoughts on going fanless?
I agree. Just they'll be pretty happy just to get on the field right now. We'll take anything. I think everyone's kind of just itching to get back. So whatever they could do, I'm sure they're happy to. And then like with technology now, I'm sure we could get it out there to the fans. But I think we all just want to get back on the field and get back to what we love to do.
Can you guys tell us a little bit, and we'll open this up to any of the coaches, but tell us what, Coach, you mentioned that all of your recruits are fairly local. Can you tell us what that means about the health of softball in Southern California and how that is an advantage to the beach.
I think we have so much talent here locally, and we want to keep as many kids as we can right here in their backyard. A lot of kids want to venture out, but we definitely are trying hard to find all the local talent that we can, just to have that beach pride. And we're playing for the city of Long Beach and our university. That's our number one priority. And there's so much local talent. It's just being able to get out and see it all. I mean, we need more coaches to be able to cover it all, but there's talent everywhere in the country, though. It's the game has really grown, and the coaches, the travel ball coaches, are so good now, and they've just really done a good job of building talent throughout the entire country. So it's not just here, it's everywhere.
We got a question here from Arlene and Marilyn. Do the girls feel that the online education they are receiving is effective? And do they feel they are learning what they need or want to learn in online classes?
Coaches, anyone?
I think it just depends. I mean, some of our students they're loving it, and they do better that way. And some like to go to class just for the social aspect and to learn and stuff. But I think our professors are doing a great job. Same like us, just having to adapt or whatnot. But just we check in with our kids. Besides Zoom, the coaching staff is split up with 7 athletes each every other week. And, they've been adapting it. And I feel like they are learning, and some of them have to join in on Zoom during their mandatory class time. And some just, could go on at their own time or whatnot. Kind of just depends on the professor. So, they are still learning, and they're happy to be done like, the rest of the students. That finals are over, so they still are getting their education. But kind of just depends on each student. So.
Can you guys tell us about the support services that the beach is offering to students during the pandemic time?
I mean, the support's been great. The academics, Brianna's our academic advisor, and Tamika helps out as well. They have just been on top of it and getting all of the tutoring sessions set up for them, and they did a phenomenal job with that. The mentoring, everybody's been great. Jared in the training room has just done a great job of reaching out and making sure we have everything we need. And if anybody needs any help or is struggling, they're there for us. Laura in strength and conditioning has been on our Zoom calls and gone through different ideas and workouts to give the team information. Everybody is there to help with whatever we need. Compliance has been there to give information to the team as well. It's just everybody is so helpful and done everything we need.
We got a little fun question here. We all know that there's a 4th member of your coaching staff, and that is the team puppy. How is Lucy doing during the pandemic? Has she learned any new tricks? Can we oh, there she is. There she is. Anita, we'll need you to talk so that we can see her.
Well, my 2 goals during this pandemic was to start my own training and to train Lucy, and I've been really successful with one of them. So Lucy's playing dead right now, so she's doing an awesome job with this trick. But no, she's got a lot of new tricks that we've been doing, so she's been good. So she's been keeping me sane, and yep, she's very advanced for her age. So we watch lots of podcasts and YouTubes nightly on what to do.
We're going to, Coach, we're going to start to wrap up here, but we want to give you any chance here to say some parting words and say hello to your fans that have been missing you during the closures.
Well, just it's great to see everyone today, and thank you for your continued support. You guys, we could not do this without you, and we miss you guys. We can't wait to get back out and slowly get back into things. So just wishing everybody to stay healthy and keep dancing in the rain till we get out of it.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you,
the
guys.
Drive to 49 continues. Visit beachathleticfund.com and help support these coaches and these players as we move on into 2020, 2021, and we hope to have a great athletic season at the beach. We want to thank our sponsors once again, Southland Credit Union and Polly's Coffee. And as always, go Beach.